How are we going to introduce it?
I don't know. Welcome to the Science Hour.
So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how you can estimate pi. So one of the earliest methods that was used to estimate pi was invented by Archimedes, and it's called the method of exhaustion. And the idea that he had was that basically, if you look at these shapes behind us, so what we have here is a square, which has obviously got 4 sides. And Archimedes argued basically a square is kind of like a circle.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, if you look at that, if you squint, it's a little bit like a circle.
Right, if you squint and I take my glasses off, yep, I'm seeing a circle right
now.
Yeah.
And if you did the same thing with a hexagon, that's just a bit more like a circle. You could probably just have to squint, you don't have to take
So basically we're just getting more and more like a circle as we're adding sides.
Yeah, I mean, you can think of a circle as just being a polygon, a shape with an infinite number of sides. So what we're going to do is we're going to estimate pi by the length of each of these shaped sides and their effective diameter. So the diameter is the distance across the circle, but obviously a square doesn't really have a diameter, it sort of just has the length of one of its sides. So pi is defined as the circumference of the circle divided by its diameter. So what we need to do in order to estimate using these shapes is to work out what their perimeter is and then divide it by the distance across them. So if we do that with a square, we find that pi is equal to 4. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4 divided by 1, you got 4. Now obviously pi is not 4, that's a pretty terrible estimate. But if we do this with a hexagon, then we get a value of pi being equal to 3.052.
A little bit closer.
It's actually quite a significant improvement.
Yeah.
And then if we do the same thing again for the dodecagon, we get pi is equal to 3.219. So we're tending towards a value, we're tending towards the true value of pi.
Well, you can see that you're kind of actually fluctuating around a value. We've gone from high to very low, and then we're going back up again.
Yeah, so if we draw a graph of the value that we're getting, and the number of sides of the shape that we're dealing with, then we start up, if we have 4 here, we're starting up way too high at 4, and then we go down to about 3, we're dealing with 6 sides. But then if we go all the way up to 12 sides, then we're sort of here.
Again.
So what this eventually, if you do this for lots and lots of shapes, you're going to kind of do this kind of thing, and you eventually tend towards the true value. Catch the rest of this episode later, and we're going to be doing the whole multi-millennium history of pi in a couple of minutes.
Fantastic.